Hello and welcome to a new series of LifeGen. My name is Frosty and we are going to be embarking on a very long quest here in which we are going to be meeting our very own Kit in this case, and we're going to be following their life from start to finish and maybe even beyond depending on how things turn out. This is going to be a really in-depth series with a lot of base rules and various regulations, all in place just to help us get the most realistic experiences we can, true to the original 4 clans of the Warrior Cats series. Over time, Warrior Cats has changed a lot, and there's definitely been some different perspectives on things that Warriors has done over the years. We've kind of shifted from a bit more of a realistic take on cats living out in the woods to some very fantastic elements over the years. But this challenge is going to be encompassing that same base quality that we liked in Warrior Cats, which is just a bunch of cats out in the woods living their lives. So I'm actually going to be playing a challenge put forward to me by my good friend Folklore. It's really a mixture of a few different challenges, so I'll include the authors of the original challenges in the description as well. So make sure to give them some love, of course, because without them we wouldn't have this much bigger challenge. Now I'm going to go over everything here while we're on this screen before we get into actually making our cat and our clan, because again, it's a lot, and I want to make sure that everybody, including myself, is up to date on what we're going to be doing in order to actually accomplish our goal of feeling like the original 4 clans. So this is kind of a mixture of the main character and forest territories challenges. So LifeGen is ideal for this, but ClanGen works too. The goal of this challenge is to use randomization and some lore for a fun legacy challenge, which is focused on whoever your main character is. As your main character lives, record their life events, and once they die, choose a new main character to switch to, ideally one of your previous main character's descendants. Follow the warrior code as best you can, or let your clan devolve into a clan of Dark Forest aligned cats. Or maybe they give up their beliefs completely. Keep in mind the personality of your leader and the tendencies of your clan as you progress through your save and meet outsiders. The cycle continues until your clan dies, your lineage dies, or never. See how long you can make it. So again, this is at least going to be through the life of our first main character. I don't know how long of a series I want this to ultimately be running for, so I'm just going to keep it up to that, because just the one character alone, this could be a very long or a short series. Okay, so setup for this challenge. It's a bunch of settings. We'll get through those when we actually get to making the clan, so I can go through putting those on together. So rules. Your clan starts with a firm belief in Star Clan overall. Keep track of when a cat breaks the code and determine the consequences based on your leader's personality and their relationships. A bloodthirsty Dark Forest aligned leader might look the other way if in a good relationship with the rule breaker, or they might punish them harshly. Optional, have fun with this if you want. The more Dark Forest or evil cats, bloodthirsty, vengeful, Dark Forest, skilled, etc., in your clan, the more your clan might ignore code offenders and make their own rules, etc. If your clan falls under Dark Forest rule or an evil cat's rule, in my opinion, they'd also need 2 to 3 other evil cats as their posse. It will take a good cat to become leader and make changes to turn things around. So kind of similar to in the original series when Shadow Clan is being led by Broken Star, and then they need to have another leader come in and actually kind of get them back on the correct path. Rule number 2. You cannot force your main character to be some cat's mate. It must be done naturally through interactions, patrolling, or mediating. Simple enough. Number 3, you may not appoint a cat as a mediator. It must be done naturally, i.e. they choose to become one. This is the same for the queen role that is unique to LifeGen. Medicine cats may be set by you when there are none or about to be none due to a cat breaking the code. We'll get to more of that later. Rule number 4. If the main character thinks of some cat, the main character must go on patrol with that cat, unless that cat is unavailable due to injury or illness. Number 5, and this is just for LifeGen. Under the Your tab on your cat's page, there are the options to request an apprentice or to have kits. You may not request an apprentice, but you can use the Have Kits button. Be careful if you don't have a mate because your cat might have kits with an outsider. And in the original series, that actually wasn't too big of a deal, but as time goes on, that definitely became a bigger deal in the series. Alright, so the next bit is broken up between Clan Gen and Life Gen. I'm just going to cover Life Gen. Clan size and age should be randomized. So this is going to be any initial setup here for this. We're just going to be using a random number generator to basically pick for us whether our clan is going to be a new established clan or a clan that's already been going on for some time. So there's a few different backstories as well to determine how our clan came to be. I'm just going to make up my own depending on whatever we end up getting randomized. From there, we're going to pick our main character. I'm just going to go through kits until I find one that is basically going to be a good self-insert for me. Then we'll choose our territory, which, according to the rules of this challenge, is going to be randomized, as well as the season that we start in. So we won't get to choose, so there are some good new LifeGen backgrounds in this. Choose our clan's general behavior. Randomly pick one of the following or choose based off your leader's personality and skills. So it's numbered 1 to 4. 1 is most likely to accept outsiders, but least likely to antagonize. 2 is most likely to accept outsiders, most likely to antagonize. 3 is least likely to accept outsiders, least likely to antagonize. 4 is least likely to accept outsiders, most likely to antagonize. So I think we'll just be choosing based off of our leader, and if it's kind of split between 2 of those, then I'll just roll to see what we end up getting. Now gameplay. The warrior code. If our cat is caught breaking the code, we're going to flip a coin for any rule broken, as well as basing our results off of their relationship with the leader. If it's heads, they're caught. If it's tails, they're not caught. I'll probably just be doing like a 50-50 odds versus evens. Evens, not caught, odds caught sort of thing. Sneaky and clever, you get an extra flip or extra chance. If you're caught but have a good relationship with a leader, your cat may stay in the clan but must go on patrol alone. The relationship is not good, not green in the lease at 1 bar. Our cat must face the consequences. If those consequences are exile, you must choose a new main character. If our cat murders, or if we have a main character murder, lead up to the game with what happens, whether or not we get caught. If a cat discovers our secret, flip a coin. If it's heads, they successfully tell on us. If it's tails, we can attempt to kill them. Keep doing this once a moon until they tell the leader or we successfully end their life. Alright. Rule number 1 for the warrior code. Cats may not take mates from other clans. If a cat has kittens with an outsider, including bringing in their own kits from another clan, they should be punished with exile or demotion. If leader has a positive trait or a close bond with at least 1 green bar with the offender, they may escape punishment. You can always have them be punished anyways, however. Flip a coin for male or incapable of becoming pregnant cats. If heads, they're caught, and if tails, they're not caught. Sneaky clever gets an extra flip. If tails, they can get away with claiming they found the kits or having someone adopt the kits. So, spoiler for a book over a couple decades old, probably. Sort of like a Blue Star Oakheart situation. If Oakheart brought in the kits, no one suspected they were his, just some random kits. For cats that are female assigned at birth, within clans, pregnant cats are not interrogated or asked who the father is, as cats don't always have kits with a mate. Sometimes they have kits by themselves with a father who is not their partner. So if a female at birth cat becomes pregnant, she's pretty safe, whereas it's more obvious when the cat incapable of becoming pregnant has kids with an outsider. So this is kind of going back to that original series. Cats in the original series would just kind of have kids with whoever, whatever, and it was a don't ask, don't really tell sort of situation. I think Golden Flower alone had kids canonically with at least 2 toms, and it wasn't a weird thing because they didn't have more human-like relationships in those books. Rule number 2 for the warrior code: being caught trespassing on another clan's territory 3 times results in exile. This includes time skip events, with touching noses with an outsider, and so on. You may keep up with the offenses in the cat's note page. A sneaky or shameless cat can choose to hunt on other clan's territory if the opportunity arises, but will be reported to the leader if caught. Apprentices will not have their offenses counted if they are still young. Number 3, a cat cannot be made deputy without having mentored at least 1 apprentice. If the leader chooses a deputy that hasn't mentored someone, give them apprentice, or if there are none, choose someone else and demote the current deputy. You can ignore this if the leader is Dark Forest aligned or has a shameless or strange personality traits. Number 4, at least 1 border patrol should be sent out every moon. We need to defend our borders. If an intruder is suspected, the patrol must proceed. Number 5, kids found abandoned in a territory should always be taken in and cared for. The only exception is if every cat on a patrol finds that the kit is cold, bloodthirsty, or vengeful. So if we have 3 bloodthirsty cats all out on patrol by themselves for some reason, then they could abandon the kit. Number 6, murder results in exile and joining the Dark Forest after death. Exceptions might be made if the leader is bloodthirsty, strange, or Dark Forest aligned with a good relationship with the murderer. When a murderer is discovered, flip a coin to see if the murderer is successfully revealed to the leader. Heads is a success, tails is a failure. Keep doing this each moon until the murderer is outed. 6A optional. If a specific cat discovers a secret, then do a second coin flip to see if the murderer finds out that they know and kills them too. Heads is death, tails is lives. You'll need to kill the cat yourself and make a note in the murderer's bio what they did. Unfortunately, the murderer's secret will die with that cat then. It's up to you. A bloodthirsty leader might kill the murderer if they were close with the victim. Hopefully we won't have to deal too much with all this murderer stuff, but definitely a possibility. For rule number 7, a warrior rejects the soft life of a kitty pet. If a cat goes missing or returns with a collar, that cat must be exiled. If they have a good relationship with the leader or deputy, at least 1 green bar. Flip a coin. As is exiled, tails is allowed to stay. This doesn't include when the cat is forcibly taken by 2 legs and patrols. Medicine cats cannot have mates or kids. If they do, they must be punished with a minimum of demotion. Leader with altruistic, compassionate, loving, empathetic, warm traits will sometimes not demote if in a good relationship with medicine cat with at least 1 green bar. Bloodthirsty leaders with a bad relationship, at least 1 red bar, can kill the medicine cats. A vengeful, strict, righteous, cold, or fierce leader can exile the medicine cat. Otherwise, they are demoted to warrior. You can optionally do coin flips and rolls to find out if they're caught. You'll probably need to do this when you first are notified that they're pregnant if it's a female at birth cat. When a medicine cat has kits, flip a coin. Heads is they're caught, tails is not caught. The kits will need to be adopted by someone else. A female medicine cat could have a close friend become a queen, briefly switch their role to queen, under the guise of being pregnant, then give them the kits when it's time. So very much like Leafpool did. Keep in mind the harsh life of a warrior cat. During times of low prey and sickness like Leaf Bear, our clan would probably not accept in any newcomers except for abandoned kits. A clan with a bloodthirsty, cold, or similarly negative trait leader would be even less likely to be charitable in these signs. Whether or not patrols proceed or do not proceed depends on the cats in your patrol. If there's a cat on the patrol that is bold, arrogant, oblivious, confident, daring, or adventurous, the patrol should proceed no matter what. If there's a cat on the patrol that is careful, insecure, nervous, or irresponsible, the patrol should not proceed if there is a risk of death or injury, such as heat stroke, frostbite, drowning, or mauling. If you have both cats in your patrol, i.e. a confident cat and a careful cat, then flip a coin to decide between the two. If you have no cats with any of the traits listed in the patrol, try to judge what they might do based on your clan tendencies. How likely to antagonize or welcome in outsiders if it's relevant to the choices you have or the situation. As a reminder, you must always proceed when there is an intruder in your territory. So, traits are split into positive, neutral, and negative. There's quite a few of each, so I'm not going to go down that list, but it's pretty intuitive there, so we'll forego that for now, and we'll get to that as needed. I'm going to include the Google Doc that I'm reading off of here in the description below, if I get the permission to. That way, you can go through and read this yourself. I'm basically treating this like a rule book for a board game, so that way it's going to be a little bit more complicated than a lot of ClanGen series that have been done in the past, but this will be a great reference for me to proceed and go forward. So if you want to try this, it's definitely going to be intense, but I think there's going to be a lot of good stories that you can make with it. And I'm excited to see what kind of story we can tell. So first and foremost, we're going to set up our new clan here. We're going to just choose a random generator for our clan size and clan age. So I'm just going to do a simple 1 to 3 generator and then 1 to 2 generator to make our initial choices here for us. Okay, so looks like we're going to have a small clan. I got a 1 out of 3. And then for our clan's age, it looks like it's going to be a new clan. I think I'm just going to choose my name for this clan. It's going to be something that I generally like the appeal of, which is MoonClan. And now we're going to get to choose our little kitten. I think to be as accurate to the challenge as possible, you should really just randomize this, but I'm going to be a little bit selfish here, and I'm going to choose a little kit for myself, and then we're going to play through with that kit. Alrighty, I think this is the kit we're going to go with, and in true fashion, we'll name them Frostkit. Now, I do just want to showcase the new backgrounds that LifeGen brings from ClanGen, but we will just be choosing a random background and a random season. So these are all the same from the original game, but then we also have Lakeside here, which I'm a big fan of. And then we've also got Pine, which is really cute because it looks like it's straight out of Winnie the Pooh or something. Mountain, we do have a couple of new ones as well. So these are all true to the base ClanGen game. But then we also have this rocky slope here. And then Quarry, which is definitely one of my favorites. Going into plains, we've got grasslands, tunnels, and wastelands, all up to speed there. But we've also got Taiga, which is really cool with all the shooting stars in the background. Beach does not have anything new from ClanGen, so there's nothing there. First and foremost, I'm going to randomize our season, with spring being 1 and winter being 4. Got a 1, so I guess we're sticking with the default of spring. I'll just choose a random background. Alright, I guess we're going to the lakeside. Okay, so now that we are in with our clan here, I'm just going to go through real quick and we are going to set up our clan settings for this challenge. So any setting not listed is up to us. Randomize relationship values when creating the clan, that was already on. Optional, allow mass extinction events. Turn this on when our clan is 3 pages large, and you may turn it back off when the clan is 2 pages or less. Enable Freshkill should be off. I believe that's down a bit. Yep, okay, so that is off. Allow cats to breed with cats that aren't their mates. That should be on. Allow cats to have kittens with an unknown second parent. That should be on. Allow leaders to automatically choose a new deputy. I think that should be here. That should be on. Allow warriors and elders to choose to become mediators. On. Allow warriors and elders to choose to become queens. On. I'm also going to keep medicine cats on as well. Alright, so the rest of this is up to us. So I'm just going to go through here. We'll keep the role settings as they are there. Fine with that. Do you want to just show exact everything? Okay, so for our general clan specific settings, I'm going to go with automatically save every 5 moons. Show exact XP and nutrition status. Allow dead cats to fade away but save a copy of the information. Enable our clan page background. Show moons and auto seasons widget. We're not going to allow mass extinction events or accessories for now. So I'll go ahead and save. And let's check out our current cats of MoonClan. We are a clan of children. We've got 4 adults and 7 apprentices / kids. So let's check out our leader here, Sparrowstar. Sparrowstar is currently thinking about battle strategies. He is an adult senior male with blue eyes and a goody pelt. He is getting up there at 111 moons old. He has green paw for an apprentice right now. He's rebellious, a polymath, and connected to StarClan. That's a new one for me. So apparently a polymath is just a person with wide-ranging knowledge or learning. Very cool. Let's check out his leadership ceremony. As Sparrowback dreams that night, they find themselves walking the stars of Silverpelt, a ghostly landscape surrounding them, and a single sorry cat sat within a clearing. The sorry cat approaches them, and although the cat is unfamiliar, their meeting still feels like a reunion with an old friend. My name is Perchpaw. You meet me tonight, but the cats under your care will all meet me one day when they join the stars. For now, the cat presses their nose to Sparrowback's forehead. Take this gift to help you see the dawn behind the darkness. Suddenly, the mist at the edge of the clearing takes shape. Dozens of wispy, starry spirits emerge, quickly surrounding Sparrowback. They grant you your remaining 8 lives. Individually, each voice is distant, but together the force of their words shakes Sparrowback to their core. Use them well with our blessing, and in a heartbeat, they were gone. Sparrowstar wakes, their new name echoing in their ears. Okay, so with their rebellious nature and this being a new clan, I'm definitely starting to think that we are split off from a different, larger clan, and we took a lot of the kids with us. Exactly why, I guess we'll see. But our deputy is Blue Runner. She's an senior adult female, with cyan eyes and a rosette pelt. She is 104 moons old, wise, an artisan, and a team player. She's currently worried about Moonkit. That's kind of funny that we got a Moonkit. Our medicine cat is Bite Speck, who was startled awake in the wee hours by a vivid dream. He's strict, a brave pathfinder, and a good tunneler. He's a senior adult male at 111 moons old. So far we've got a lot of senior adults in the clan. It looks like we have a mediator apprentice. Not a mediator, but a mediator apprentice. So hopefully that's at least a good start. Baypaw. She's currently craving the taste of bird. An adolescent female with hazel eyes and a calico pelt. She's 7 moons old. Shameless, a good singer, and a great storyteller. She is very pretty. This is kind of what I picture Spotted Leaf would look like in the books canonically. Up next we have Icy Ice. Icy Ice. Another senior adult female, 116 moons old. She's calm, with a deep, dark forest bond. She's currently wishing Coyote Kit would play more quietly. Okay, so far with these 4 adults, I'm kind of definitely getting a negative picture here. I'm definitely foreseeing that we were not the good guys of the old clan when we split off. Up next, we have Swamp Spot, who's wishing Skykit would play more quietly. She's an adult female with bronze eyes and a classic pelt. 86 moons old, she is gloomy and a good healer. Looks like she currently has the apprentice Stonepaw. It doesn't look like Blue Runner has an apprentice, so I think we'll get another apprentice next moon anyway. I'm going to swap Stonepaw over to Blue Runner just to say that she's at least had one. But it's a little bit unfortunate that Swan Spot didn't become our messing cat because she has a good healer quality. And I don't think I can really switch her over just because. It sounds like it's really only if we've got that gap in the clan. So speaking of Stonepaw, he wants to get to know Baypaw better. An adolescent male with gray eyes and a smoke gray rose pelt, I would call that. He's nervous but quick-witted. So we'll go ahead and change his mentor over to Blue Runner. Again, just so we can make sure we've got all our I's dotted and T's crossed when it comes to meeting the deputy requirement. No, it's just a starting clan, but we've got plenty of apprentices. Up next then we have Greenpaw, who is 6 moons old, an adolescent male with emerald eyes, and it's listed as a mackerel pelt, but that looks like single white to me. He's lonesome and bats at rivers. He's currently playing a prank on Pigeon Kit. Up next we have Coyote Kit, a young male with dark blue eyes and a tick pelt. He is currently rolling around on the ground. He is smug. Up next we have Pigeon Kit, who wishes other cats would stop babying them. She's disciplined, 4 moons old. She's very, very pretty with like a mostly black pelt but a spattering of red. I can't wait to see what she looks like grown up. And then we have Moon Kit, who definitely looks like she's gonna live up to her name there. She's grumpy, 4 moons old with yellow eyes and a silver mackerel pelt. I think I got this kit exactly, when I was picking out my kittens. So this is Sky Kit. She thinks Baypaw will be a good mediator. She's our youngest currently in the clan. She's grumpy, 3 moons old, with cyan eyes and a gray Sakoki pelt. So that is our clan at present. So it's definitely a very interesting distribution. I think given our current age gap and given our current adults' personalities, I definitely think that we're a subsect of a larger clan. I think that our other larger clan, which it would be ironic if it was named something like Sun Clan because then sun to moon, sun shadow sort of a thing. So whatever our larger clan was, I think Sparrow Star, then Sparrow Back, kind of had this posse of cats around them who were all in various different positions of power. They all had allegiances, whether or not that was tied to mutual understanding, relationships, or just general need. And over time, they all became very close. And over time, they aged and became very renowned warriors. Well, eventually power passed from the old guard to the new guard, overlooking these cats who all felt that they were very deserving of the power that they felt should have been theirs. Whether or not they would have actually seen it fulfilled in their lifetime is another matter. But Sparrowback, then Sparrow Star, convinced them that this just was no longer the clan's ways, that their old clan was losing the warrior code ways. And so Sparrow Star set out with these cats in the intention of making their own clan, where they could properly uphold the warrior code as they saw it. Well, 4 aging adults is not enough to make up a clan. So Sparrowback made a very questionable choice to enlist some of the existing apprentices and to also make sure that they were passing by any place that they had seen kittens being abandoned before. In the end, they probably ended up basically raiding animal shelters and the free kitten boxes left on the streets and grabbed what kittens they could. I don't really feel like from Coyote Kid on down they were born to a clan. Whether or not they were abducted, adopted, born to MoonClan specifically, is kind of all up for debate, but I really feel like they're just a hodgepodge of kids that Sparrowback found on the way to set out for something greater. And I don't think Sparrowback would necessarily be above stealing kits, though I think he would definitely keep that on DL from Blue Runner, who I think is definitely the most level-headed brains of the bunch. Everybody else I think is kind of gloomy or hot-headed, and so when it comes to action, would either be very rash or wouldn't happen at all. So I think Blue Runner was kind of the glue that actually pushed action to take place. So I think Sparrowstar's keeping it hidden from her if he did obtain the kittens in any illicit ways. And I think that she's just happy to have something to care for. But I definitely think there's going to be a lot of tensions growing up with these cats who have a very strange sense of what the warrior code is, and will probably be pretty rebellious to these much older cats that are trying to teach them their ways, since those ways were never necessarily their ways. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Now, the other matter I'm noticing here is that our cat has not yet been born, and none of these cats are listed as expecting kits. So whether or not that's just going to be a cat bringing in kits from the clan, or whether or not we get found later, I don't really know. But we have very limited options for who our parent is going to be, so I'm really curious to see what happens there. Also, with all that being said though, we don't really have a lot of options when it comes to Border Patrol. We literally have like 4 able bodies that can actually go out on Border Patrol at a time right now, and the clan must still be fed. So this is going to be very interesting. I think we'll just go ahead and bite that bullet though. So I was playing with this a bit. LifeGen Patrol is different from any other patrol, just in the sense that it's kind of your cat getting a chance to actually interact with the world around it, kind of like it would in the books, but that's just like a solo thing. So our cat's not born yet. We don't need to worry about that. We'll go ahead and send out Bite Speck on an herb gathering patrol though. With the snows of Leaf Bear nearly vanished, New Leaf winning its place in the seasonal cycle, Bite Speck heads out to gather daisy leaves. Daisies may seem like part of the everyday carpet of greenery, present everywhere from rocks to fields and nestle at the foot of trees, but it doesn't make their leaves any less useful. We gather some daisy. Something I've done in my ClanGen series in the past is I've sent out a lot of mentor and apprentice duos or quartets just to try and monopolize on getting them training and to feel kind of true to the universe, because mentors will teach their apprentices how to hunt and fight. It also gets them experience a bit quicker. That being said, with this particular challenge and this particular mod, I guess, LifeGen in general, it's going to be a little bit more pressing that we be doing our border and hunting patrols reliably. So I'm going to be assigning a lot more apprentices with mentors when possible on hunting and border patrols. So that's just going to be a little bit of a difference if you've been around on the channel in the past. I think we'll just send these two out hunting. Eyes glowing with the last rays of sunset, the small hunting party heads out into the gathering dusk. It's a perfect time of day, the cats melting in and out their territory's shadowy cover as their successes begin to pile up. At first, only a couple pieces of prey, then more and more and more, till finally Sparrowstar calls off the patrol, not because the prey has escaped them, but because they're going to have trouble carrying it all home. And I think everybody else will send on our border patrol. Our patrol finds a kitty pet who is interested in joining the clan. We banter with them a bit, making them feel more welcome. Okay, so this is definitely a bit of a boon for us starting off because, again, we've got quite a divide of older cats and younger cats. Oh shoot, I forgot to choose our general behavior. Given Sparrowstar's nature being rebellious, honestly, that's kind of the worst personality to have because it really depends on your interpretation of rebellious. In this circumstance of this challenge, rebellious is going to be viewed as a negative trait. So I'd say generally that's going to be more likely to antagonize. So I guess we'll just choose between most likely to accept outsiders, or least likely to accept outsiders, most likely to antagonize. Oh man, that's gonna make this a lot harder. So I'll just choose between those two then, or flip a coin. So it looks like we are least likely to accept outsiders, most likely to antagonize. Okay. With that, I think we're gonna mostly chase away outsiders, unless, like on a time skip, somebody happens to worm their way into the clan. So I guess we'll antagonize these guys. We approach the kitty pet and tell them firmly that newcomers aren't being taken in right now. The kitty pet seems disappointed, but leaves anyway. It's really unfortunate because this was gonna be kind of the better chance for us to really recruit. I think, given everything, the general rules are we're probably only going to accept cats in summer, or greenleaf in warrior cat lingo, because that's usually the time of plentiful prey and plentiful herbs in excess. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So this is the Freshkill pile. This is a current mechanism that's only on LifeGen, not ClenGen right now. I believe it's a part of the developer version, but with it, there is a log that will show you your needed amount of food to feed all cats versus how much excess Freshkill you actually have. So it'll also showcase how much you can actually feed with the amount of prey that you have. Obviously, we don't have 41 warriors presently, so we only need 18.5 over the moons, but we have a very big excess of 125.6. So we are good there. So there are a couple different ways you can manage the cats. So this will showcase the cats that are in need of food, who's okay for now, and the tactics that you want to actually divide food for. So traditionally, it's, young, pregnant, elders will all get food first. So I'm gonna see if there's something like that. I guess we'll do sick injured first. I hope this is never even a problem, but that's just how you can designate who you want to get fed first depending on your priorities. And this will showcase just how much prey you'll need in order to keep any particular cat going at a time. So if you need to ration, then cats will eat less even if there's plenty. So I don't think we necessarily need that, but like the medicine cats, this is also a log showcasing how much you actually caught or consumed. So it's a really cool mechanic and I can't wait for that to be in base ClenGen. But we're gonna go ahead and time skip and see how we get brought into the world. Alrighty. So Moon 0, we are just born. The break of dawn brings you, as well as Weasel Kit and Raven Kit, into the world. We nestle into the warmth of Swamp Spot, their loving purrs echoing through the nursery. Their scent, mingled with that of the milk and moss, wraps around you, a testament to your shared bond. The distant chatter of the clan welcomes you into a world of adventure. Alright, and then for our ceremonies here, Coyote Paw has reached the age of 6 moons and has been made an apprentice. Not sure to who yet. Blue Runner sits in the crowd, chest puffed out in pride as they watch Stone Paw be named Stone Fruit and honored for their logic. They consider themselves lucky to have been able to train such an amazing young cat and look forward to seeing the warrior that they become. On LifeGen, we can only show our favorited cat / main character cat's relationships. So I think we'll do that. As time progresses, especially as the clan grows, I'm probably only going to actively interact or showcase cats that are here. But while the clan is still relatively small and while I'm still relatively young, we're going to be interacting with a lot more cats. Also because a lot of the kit dialogue is really cute and I don't want to miss out on any of it. But Frostkit appreciates how Baypaw always seems to ask how they're doing. Sparrowsar shared an embarrassing story about Frostkit that they were asked not to share. Stonefruit is talking with Frostkit, as is Moonkit. Greenpaw chats with Frostkit while grabbing something to eat. Icy Ice is complaining that Frostkit never does anything helpful. I am a blob right now, Icy Ice. Blue Runner's caught outside the clan's territory. Okay, so I definitely think that that's gonna have to fall under, being off the territory / trespassing. Because it doesn't really say where outside the clan's territory. But why is she going outside the territory if not to either trespass or try to go back to the old clan? Either way, I don't think that's going to be very well looked upon here. So that is going to be 1 strike for leaving the clan's territory. Alrighty, so here's our character. Frostkit is a male kit. I couldn't find one that was the silver rosettes that I liked that was female, but that's okay. But here is our little kit. Newborn male, dark blue eyes and rosette pelt, troublesome, currently stuffed. We're trying to figure out all the smells around us. Then here's one of our siblings, Weasel Kit. He's bossy, a newborn male with green-yellow eyes and mackerel brown pelt. And he's currently saying purr to us. And then lastly, Raven Kit. Wow, we are actually all very aptly named. A newborn male with cyan eyes, a 2-color black and white pelt, and a nervous trait. We snuggle up next to Raven Kit, falling into a peaceful slumber. And our parent is Swamp Spot, who is giving some advice to Sky Kit currently. Does not look like any of us. But Swamp Spot is a female cat, so since she did give birth to us, she is a female at birth. She's basically safe from interrogation, so we don't really need to worry about our specific origins. It does note us as being clan-born, just born to the clan where we currently reside. So that's totally fine. We're not really half clan or otherwise. So nothing really happens with Swamp Spot either. So all is good there. Sparrowsar is currently dreading the clan meeting they must call later today. Sparrowsar can't help but smile looking at our antics in the nursery. Blue Runner is wanting to add a splash of color to the camp, assuming that comes from that artisan quality. Aw, hello there, little one. How'd you get so far away from the nursery? Where's your parent? Need to go back there. They'll be worrying about you. I do like Blue Runner, so I hope that she doesn't get exiled for getting in trouble somewhere. Bitespec is currently thinking about taking on a new apprentice, which is fair since he's almost into his elder years, and we've got plenty of kits. Hello, can I even hear what I'm saying right now? You're the medicine cat, you should know. Alright, then we've got Baypaw, who's successfully solving an argument between their den mates. Baypaw accidentally sets on you after you have managed to wriggle your way out of the nursery. Oh, Sarklan, I'm sorry, Frostkit, didn't see you there. They gently pick you up by the scruff and move you back to your den. I think we're just gonna randomize these for now. I don't really think that there's any particular traits we should or should not be trying to endorse. Icy Ice is pretending to be a captured warrior from Moonkit's games. Icy Ice looks to you, reaching out to prod at your tiny paws. You mew. It's fascinating. Cats start out so small. Swamp Spots is giving some advice to Sky Kit. Swamp Spot peers at you, whiskers switching. This is Frostkit. I see. You're the one that named me, presumably. Your stone fruit, all grown up now. Definitely a very interesting plum color, so fitting for being named stone fruit. He grew to be nervous and very clever. Acted bravely on a recent patrol, despite their anxieties. He was mentored by Blue Runner, who influenced him to be more likely to break away from the status quo and start a fight. Blue Runner helped them become better at solving problems. When they graduated, they were honored for their logic at 12 moons old. Whoa, this is them? They're so small. Hard to believe I was that small once. Rainpaw is thinking Sparrowstar could be leading the clan better. You, while stumbling around outside the nursery, trip over Greenpaw's tail and faceplant at their feet. They don't seem to notice you, so you blindly stumble off. Did a bird just land on my tail? That's so funny. Coyote Paw is now 6 moons old. He is insecure but oddly resourceful. He finds that today is going to be a better day than the last. Whoa, this is them. They're so small. Hard to believe I was that small once. You are just a kit, my friend. And here is Pitch and Kit, who's hatching a plan to sneak out of camp and play. Wow, so look at Frostkit. Aw, they're so tiny, like a miniature version of you, Swamp Spot. Don't think that's fully accurate. I hope they grow up big and strong. Big and strong like me, maybe stronger than me. Maybe. No, never mind, I want to be the strongest. Moonkit is currently whining for milk. We go closer to Moonkit. They step away from us awkwardly. Aw, Sky Kid is scared after having a nightmare. When you're older, I'll show you the best spots for spying on the warriors. Nice. That's everybody there. I think we're still a little too young for the LifeGen patrols. Listen to our messy cat. New Leaf has brought new life to MoonClan's territory, and Bitespec heads out to gather fresh mallow for the sorors. While the mallow shrubs are soft both in scent and touch, the plants are engaged in their own vigorous new leaf competition between each other, leaving Bitespec with tons to harvest. So we need at least one border patrol, and honestly we're good on hunting. So I think I'll send these two out on a training just to try and get them ahead a bit. The patrol wants to hold a training session for Coyote Paw, and they decide to focus on tree climbing. Coyote Paw listens carefully as the proper techniques are explained. I honestly think we can probably get away with sending the other apprentice out for training too. The more we can get these current apprentices trained up, the better we will hopefully be in a second when we get a bunch more in. The pair finds a nice spot to sun themselves, and while they do bask together, Greenpaw is too stiff and polite for it to be considered bonding time, so Sparrowstar will have to try something else. And our last has to be a border patrol. While on patrol, Stonefruit notices some suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. Since this is a possible intruder, we have to proceed. Stonefruit soon realizes that the paw prints smell of MoonClan. Someone must have wandered through the section of the border recently, but it's not a threat. Okay, I think we're just gonna go one more moon for this episode since it's been pretty long and pretty heavy on the introductory part. Alright, so in all events here on LifeGen, we get a bit more insight into what's going on with our character and how basically they're developing. So Weaselkit plays a game of Moss Ball, but seems to pointedly exclude you. While you're outside playing, an unexpected downpour begins. We let out a small growl of annoyance as our fur becomes drenched. Sensing our discomfort, Sparrowstar moves to stand over us, sheltering us from the worst of the rain until the skies clear. Skykit beckons you out of the nursery one morning to play a game of Moss Ball. The game ends in your victory. Swamp Spot comes back with a huge, colorful bird and regales you with tale to chase. We listen in awe. Pigeon Paw has reached age of 6 moons, has been made an apprentice, as has Moonpaw. Blue Runner announced that they are expecting kits, but they won't be moving into the nursery just yet. Frostkit thinks the prey Weaselkit is biting into on the other side of camp looks delicious, and Moonpaw wishes they could get their pelt to shine just like ours. Moonpaw caught a cat from another clan trespassing on our territory, and their ear was torn in the ensuing scuffle. Ouch. Ravenkit's face looks so derpy just from like a further distance. So So here's Raven Kid, a bit more grown up. He is so pretty. Nervous, pretending to be the clan leader. You don't think I'm annoying, do you? Aw. Then we've got Weasel Kit, who's hiding from other cats. I love listening to the elder stories, they're so exciting. Do you think I could be in a story someday? Like a real hero? And then we're currently growing fond of Sky Kit. Let's see. Not significantly so. But we don't really have to worry about patrols or anything since we're just a kit, so nothing really comes of that. Sky Kit took a recent tumble off of a log. They're currently running around squishing all the bugs in the nursery and laughing to themselves. Here's Moonpaw. Is at the medicine cat den after a small injury, which is very fitting for having just gotten a torn ear in a scuffle. Small injury and worth it. She is sincere with an active imagination. Oh, hello there, what are you doing? Play fighting? So who are you pretending to be, Frostkit? Leader, you might just be one day with your skills, but first you have to train hard and become a warrior. I'm nearly one already. Do I want to be a leader? Maybe. I'm not sure. Looks like a lot of work and responsibility. I don't want to be too ambitious because then I certainly won't become one. It's also an honor to even be a warrior, let alone deputy or leader. Oh, my mentor is calling me. Bye, have a good day. Here's Pigeon Paw, better grown up too. Her red flecks almost look like freckles there. She was put on kit sitting duty. Agree to be faithful and another catly whisperer. Her mentor is our parents, and Moonpaw's mentor is Blue Runner. It's important to listen and learn, little Frostkit. This clan relies on each of us doing our part. Coyote Paw caught the biggest mouse ever, like seriously. Hey, I need an opinion if you're up for it. Do you think that Baypaw would like this flower? I saw it the other day and it reminded me of them, but I'm worried they won't like it. Thanks for the help, I appreciate it. Do they have a little crushy crush? Not necessarily. Greenpaw is really bonding with their mentor. They come in from the hunting patrol, staring at their paw self-consciously as the rest of the patrol adds their catches to the Freshkill pile. Sparrowsword gently reassures them that they tried their best, but Greenpaw just glances away, clearly upset. How am I ever going to be a real warrior if I can't even catch my own prey? Aw, Stonefruit is playing a prank on Sparrowstar. Oh, be careful near the brambles here, Kit. It's easy to get hurt. Swanspot is hoping Blue Runner won't assign him to the next patrol. Oh hey Frostkit. Sorry, I just got back from Moon High Patrol. What are you doing up? I saw an owl while we were out. It swooped just over our heads. It was wonderful. I love the night sky. Imagine being able to fly. You could see Silverpelt with so much detail up there. Be better than nearly anything. Icy Ice is feeling perplexed. The stars seem so distant, yet I feel like our ancestors are right here, watching over us. Do you ever wonder, Frostkit, about our purpose in this vast clan? You're too young to be thinking of this. Baypaw wishes that they had learned to mediate arguments sooner. Boo, gotcha. Heh, you didn't see me coming, did you, little one? One day you'll be as sneaky as me. We'll just randomize this again. I expect saw a big, scary dog today. Stay close to your mentor once you're an apprentice. MoonClan's territory spans thousands of tailings. It's easy to get lost if you wander too far. Blue Runner is playing his prank on Swanspot. You worried about your first hunt, Frostkit? Don't sweat it. Just be yourself and trust your instincts. Remember, every cat starts somewhere. You got this. Sparrowstar is thinking about what to say at the gathering. The forest hides many secrets, Frostkit. You might think it's all fun and games now, but there's a darkness out there. Just be careful. Not everything is as it seems. I wonder if that's a little bit of remorse or guilt starting to come back up on him there. Oh, okay. So it looks like we get a little bit of backstory about these guys and how they came to found the clan. So Sparrowstar received a prophecy about founding a new clan to bring balance to the territories and join the clan's efforts. Blue Runner was originally a kitty pet, but was recruited to help found the clan. Bitespeck left Clay Clan due to religious differences and decided to help found MoonClan in hopes it aligned more with their practices. So I guess that kind of ties more into our original story. Baypaw was sent by the leader Clay Clan to gather secrets and intel on a newly formed clan. Icy Ice received a prophecy about founding a new clan to bring balance to the territories and join the clan's efforts. Swamp Spot was originally reluctant to help MoonClan, but decided to join after Blue Runner convinced him. So maybe they were like kitty pets together. Stonefruit was sent by the leader of a rogue group to gather secrets and intel on a newly formed clan. He was an apprentice. Greenpaw was originally a member of another clan, but decided to leave to help create a clan of their own where they could have more influence. Coyote Paw was born to the clan where they currently reside, as was Pigeon Paw. Okay. Alright, let's send out our patrol. So now we're old enough to go on our own LifeGen patrol. As the moon casts a soft glow over the nursery, the moth flutters its delicate wings, drawing our attention. Its erratic dance captivates you, igniting a challenge within you. Well, of course we have to rise to this challenge. With a playful spring, you attempt to catch the elusive moth. It flits out of reach, disappearing into the moonlit night. Despite your failure, you can't help but chuckle at the challenging opponent. Bitespeck finds a nice spot to sun themselves. The sunlight feels great and Bitespeck has a successful patrol, gathering elder leaves. I think we have enough able bodies for now to do 1 training, 1 hunting, and 1 border. So I think we'll prioritize the most inexperienced for the training. Blue Runner takes them both out to see a big porcupine, a patrol spotted in one of the many glades of MoonClan's forests. Moonpaw maintains that porcupines are prey, not weird transformed dead cats or anything like that, just prey. Blue Runner can't get them to take the training session seriously. I think I'll send this group out on a border patrol. As the patrol is marking the border lines, a gang of rogues strides out of the brush, challenging us. Now we can antagonize here, but while we're prone to antagonizing, I don't think Sparrowstar is stupid, especially with his ability basically being knows everything. So I don't think he would outright put the apprentices in danger by picking fights that we may not have to pick. So I think we'll just proceed here. The rogues posture and jeer, eventually provoking a battle. They prove to be strong fighters, and eventually were forced to retreat with Swamp Spot badly injured. We got a mangled leg. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Definitely could have been worse than that, though. Okay, so I got this for my hunting prompt of Coyote spies a fat rabbit on the other side of Goose Clan border. Tempting opportunity to be sure, but it may not be wise to hunt on different clans' territory. So there's nothing really about this specific prompt that I could find. Whether or not we proceed on patrols just depends on the cats in our patrol. There's a cat on patrol that's bold, arrogant, oblivious, confident, daring, and adventurous. We proceed no matter what. On the other hand, if the cat on the patrol is careful, insecure, nervous, or irresponsible, the patrol should not proceed when there is risk of death or injury. So we have both insecure and nervous, and I don't really feel like our cats would be trying to hunt on the other territory with those traits. So I think we'll just not proceed on this. We decide 1 rabbit isn't worth an enemy. And I think we're gonna go ahead and leave off today's episode there. I hope you enjoyed this because I'm so excited for what this series has to offer. Please give me feedback on this format, whether or not you want me to add in any other caveats or make any changes to the base. Now is basically going to be the only time I will do so. Again, please check out the description for proper credits and to probably find this challenge if I can get the permission to upload that as well. It's very in-depth, so I recommend checking it out yourself if you are interested. Again, this is going to be a bit of a longer running series, and just due to the nature of LifeGen as a whole, there's a lot more content to go through, especially when it comes to interacting with other cats and reading dialogue. So as things progress, the clan grows, our kit grows. I'm pretty much just going to be limiting interactions to cats that we naturally have a relationship interaction with, or which our character is thinking of for the moon. But if you want me to make those changes sooner than later, or if you would just prefer to listen to me talk to every single cat every single moon, please, please, please let me know, because I will do whatever we think. I may also be streaming this clan sometime on YouTube, because this is a lot of fun. But again, this isn't exactly a very short challenge, and there's going to be a lot of dialogue and a lot of talking. So, again, just let me know. Additionally, if you have any thoughts about Sparrowstar's true motives and where everybody else came from and why, let me know, because I'm very curious to hear what y'all have to say. But I think that's going to be it for now. So, as always, thank you very much to the parental units for supporting the channel. It is greatly appreciated, especially right now. Until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy. I will see you all then, and bye!